Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. The commentary and views are our opinions, and we are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We are giving English reports on the game being played in hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Tonight, we are bringing to you the final game of the three-game set that we've been calling all week between the Seibu Lions and the Orix Buffaloes. It is the Lions who are looking to complete the sweep as they are currently in first place, perched atop of the Pacific League. The Orix Buffaloes have slipped into fourth place as they are now 3 games behind the leaders. And so first of all, we're going to give you the starting lineups first for the Orix Buffaloes. Leading off and playing second base is Ryo Adachi. Hitting second in center field is wearing number 1, Shuhei Fukuda. Batting third and in left field is number 67, Kai Nakagawa. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 7, Masataka Yoshida. Batting fifth and playing in right field is number 99, Yataro Sugimoto. Hitting sixth at third base, wearing number 6, is Yuma Mune. Hitting seventh and playing first base is number 14, Joe McCarthy. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. And batting ninth and doing the catching is Torei Fushimi. And they are going to be facing Wataru Matsumoto. The right-hander takes to the hill. He is 5-3 on the season. He's worked 68 2/3 innings. He's allowed 61 hits, 28 runs. 26 have been earned. He's walked 27 and struck out 43. He's got an earned run average of 3.41. So that is your starting lineup for the visitors from Orix, or I should say from Osaka, as they are going to be playing here against the Seibu Lions. And the Lions lineup tonight is going to look very familiar as it has kind of looked at the similar nights. Leading off and playing second base is number 5, Shuda Tonosaki. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 6, Suzuki Genda. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 10, Tomoya Mori. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 3, Hotake Yamakawa. Batting in the 5 spot and playing third base is number 60, Takiya Nakamura. Hitting sixth in left field, wearing number 30, is Brian O'Grady. Batting seventh and in right field is number 53, Ito. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 37, Senatsuge. And batting ninth and in center field is number 63, Shinya Hasegawa. And they are going to be facing Fukuya Yamazaki as he takes to the mound. He's got a 3-6 record. He's worked 86 1/3 innings, allowing 75 hits. 40 runs, 21 have been earned. He's walked 22 and struck out 71. He's got an ERA of 3.02. So those are your starting lineups, both for the home team and the road team. We are about ready to get this one underway as the umpire has come out, and the catcher tonight for the Seibu Lions, Senatsuge, has got the game ball, and they are waiting for the starter Wataru Matsumoto to take to the hill as we are ready to get his warm-up tosses underway. It is going to be a third game of the set, and a little disappointing as the Seibu Lions are playing in front of a stadium that has a lot of empty seats, and they are in first place. At least disappointing in my eyes that they can't fill this one up and have a full house on their hands, or pretty close to it for a battle here as they are enjoying the top spot in the Pacific League. So as the right-hander Matsumoto completes his warm-up tosses, we're about ready to get this one going. Leading off for Orix, it's going to be Adachi, Fukuda, and Nakagawa. And it is the 1, 2, 3 in the batting order here to face the right-hander. But hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a moment. We're just going to take a quick pause, grab ourselves a quick drink of water. We'll give this one here for you right away, as we're glad to be here with you.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's mystery pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Appreciate you there, Dave, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Dave at Zero Fox Sports. Make sure after the game to go check him out. Let him know Last Rounds Baseball sent you, and he'll put you in for a mystery pack of cards. And so as Matsumoto has just completed his warm-up tosses, we're ready to get this one underway. As we said, it's a sparse crowd tonight in Saitama to see this ball game. We got our friend in the living room here. He's going to stick around and he's going to stay up and listen to some late night or maybe now early morning baseball from Saitama. The game is at the Baluna Dome as we are ready to get this one underway. So Matsumoto is just cleaning up the area where he's going to work from. And now this is the first pitch of the ball game that is ready to go here as he rocks into the motion. And he kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We are underway. Adachi batting .278 on the season. He's got a homer and 13 RBIs. Batting from the right side against the right-hander Matsumoto, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 strike. Adachi, ironically, had himself a very strong opening game of the series in the first game, and he wasn't able to find his way into the lineup last night. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is now 2-1. Adachi was 2 for 4. He had a double and a single in the first game of the series, and then he couldn't get a sniff in the starting lineup yesterday. I don't know what you have to do to get into the Lions lineup when you have 2 hits the night before. Here comes the 2-1 offering. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side, and the count is 2-2. Our friend in the living room says, tell us a little more about the Baluna Dome. Well, we've noticed that the players over the course of this series, especially the visitors from Orix, have had some struggles with the roof. Sometimes the ball gets up there and it gets lost in the backdrop of the ceiling. There's a fastball swung on and it is fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 2-2. From what I could tell from the stadium and the games that we've watched, it's almost like I would like to call it an open-air dome. It's like the dome is over top of the stadium, but it is not enclosed like you would think of, like maybe the Pontiac Silverdome used to be, or the Metrodome, or those type of ones. You've got open air that comes through, and there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now is 3-2 on Adachi. They do have some unique configurations to the Japanese, to not just the on-field playing surfaces, but also to the domes themselves. As here comes the 3-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to reach the netting over on the first base side, and that keeps the count at 3-2 strikes. So right away here, Matsumoto has had to go to work against Adachi. This is going to be pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up. So it is not an easy at-bat here for the leadoff, or for the pitcher Matsumoto to the leadoff hitter. And here comes the offering. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled way down into the netting down the first base line. And again, it keeps the count at 3-2. So a 9-pitch at-bat coming up. We see this quite often in the Japanese league, where they'll get into these marathon at-bats. They'll have these 10, 11, 12-pitch at-bats. Not like you don't get it in the big leagues, but you see it with more frequency. They just don't have that little bit to put them away. And there's a fastball taken on the outside corner. And Adachi watches that one go by for strikeout number 1 here in the first inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the center fielder, Shuhei Fukuda. For Fukuda, he's batting .276 on the season. He's got no homers and 14 runs batted in. It was a quality at bat there for Adachi, as he was able to work the starter for a 9-pitch at bat. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-1 to Fukuda. Fukuda really chokes up on the bat. We've noticed that through the series. He also starts back with his body already in load. His hands are in launch. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 strike. There are a full slate of games going on across the NPB tonight. The game, however, between the Swallows and the Dragons at the Jinju is delayed right now. It's going to be a little bit later start, as there was a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-2 to Shuhei Fukuda. And here comes the 1-2 offering. There is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Matsumoto works into the delivery, kicks, and he fires. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Another one into the netting down the left field line. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like we got ourselves another light night. To start this one in our chat room, we've got the living room, and it's me and him chatting at each other. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Matsumoto rocks and delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. Genda fields it. He throws to first, and that is just going to be in time to nip the base runner Fukuda, who gets down the line pretty good. It's a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the left fielder Kai Nakagawa. For Nakagawa, he's batting .296 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 31 RBIs. So the right-hander Matsumoto has now retired 2 here to begin the ball game, and he's ready to face the 3-hole hitter for Orix. Now he rocks into the motion, and he kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Again, Matsumoto rocks into the motion, and he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the first base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, Nakagawa waggling the bat, waiting on the offering from Matsumoto, who rocks into the windup. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night, as we're going to be doing the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Nakagawa stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched that one go by for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes. In the top half of the first inning, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are through a half inning. It is the Buffaloes, nothing. The Lions coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. Whether you listen live or on delay, we always appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be back here in just a couple moments after this. Let's get it going early with the cheerleaders. Nothing, everybody. We're going to the bottom of the first in just a moment. We'll be back in 45 seconds with the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. Fukuya Yamazaki has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one back underway in the bottom of the first inning. It is going to be Shuta Tonosaki, Suzuki Genda, and Tomoya Mori to face the Orix left-hander. For Tonosaki, he's batting .223 on the year. He's got 6 homers and 29 runs batted in, and the first pitch he sees, he swings at it, is ground ball hit through the 6-hole into left field. And Tonosaki, with the first pitch, he's on aboard with a base hit single. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Genda. So just like that, the action has gotten going. The Lions have really done a good job the last couple of nights attacking the Orix pitchers. especially the top of the order, really setting the table in the first game of the series. Tanasaki was on base all 5 times. Suzuki Genda also reaching base as well for the Lions. In that one, he reached base himself 4 times, 3 of which were hits. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Genda. So 1 ball and no strikes. Genda bats from the left side against the left-hander Yamazaki. Tanasaki establishes his lead over at first. He can run. He's got 9 stolen bases on the year. And here's the pitch, and squaring to bunt is Genda, and he takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The lefty Yamazaki gets his sign from his catcher, but instead he steps off and flips it over to first base. Easily getting back is Tanasaki. So one thing we've noticed is we haven't seen what I would consider to be great moves by the left-handed pitchers in the Pacific League. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Or if they had a players-only poll, if they asked who they thought the left-handers would have the best move, I wonder who they would come up with. Because to this point here, I've got nobody on that list. I'm talking about the Japanese left-handers, not even the North American ones or the Latin players who've gone over. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. Count is 2-2, and I'm not counting them as part of the equation. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I wonder last night the pitcher Nomi came on in relief. Looks like he might have a decent move, but we didn't really get a chance to see it in last night's ball game. I've seen him before, though. There's a breaking ball that is swung on. This ball is laced down the left field line. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second and holding at second is going to be Tanasaki. That is going to be a long single for Genda. So back-to-back hits here to get the bottom of the first going, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Tomoya Mori. Our friend Brian is in the house tonight. He says Seibu looking to score 8+. Let's see. Well, last night, I think Brian had the score to be 7-4. That didn't happen, but I do like his 8+ tonight. I said I felt that before this game started, I told our friend the living room. I was talking to him earlier, and I said, I believe the Lions are going to win this game and sweep the series. They're really playing good baseball right now. So here's the first pitch to Tomoya Mori. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. The 7-4 game, and he was also pumping trades for Shohei Ohtani last night, and we were jumping all over our friend Brian there for some of the ones he was putting forward. So I think your trades last night and your picks were all in the same boat. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. But I will go with you tonight. I do think there's going to be a lot of runs scored here for the Lions. Are they going to get 8+? Well, they've got it in them. Tomoya Mori had 2 home runs in last night's ball game. He's been swinging a hot stick. He's got a 255 average. He's got 4 homers and 23 RBIs now. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it. It's grounded softly over to second. They flip it to the shortstop covering for 1, back to first. That is going to be a 4-6-3 double play. It's going to erase Genda at second base for the first out. It's going to advance Tanasaki over to third. But Mori, who does not run particularly well, is out for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Taka Yamakawa. For Yamakawa, he is the Pacific leader in home runs. He's got a 277 average with 30 homers and 64 runs batted in. Our friend Brian says Ohtani is about to have the record for the least run support from a starting pitcher in a season. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yamakawa. Well, he has definitely got not a lot of support over there. He has to basically help himself when he's pitching. It really is sad. They dealt Brandon Marsh to the Phillies. I think Anthony Rendon has been an absolute bust since he's been signed over there. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I didn't check out the box score tonight. I do know that Ohtani did take one on the chin tonight. But I didn't see what he did offensively or even, for that matter, defensively. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As Yamazaki kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-2. I'd be curious to see how that game shaped up for the Japanese right-hander. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yamakawa digs himself back in. He's waiting on the offering here from the lefty Yamazaki. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now runs to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I do get a kick out of it sometimes is the amount of rosin that the pitchers will use sometimes. Yamazaki really loads up that ball, loads up his hand, and when he delivers a pitch, you'll see this puff of white that'll come out. Here comes the pitch. That's not as bad as most, and there's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up. It's going to be playable in the middle of the infield. Moving over underneath it is Joe McCarthy, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it for the 3rd out of the inning as Yamakawa has popped up to the first baseman. So for the Lions in their half of the inning, they had no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes nothing, the Seibu Seibu Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 2nd inning after this. We appreciate you all for being here with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It's always great to have you. Be right back after this.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. We're moving to the top of the 2nd inning, and it is going to be the heart of the Orix batting order coming up here to face the right-hander Wataru Matsumoto. It means it's going to be Masataka Yoshida, Yataro Sugimoto, and Yuma Mune, as they will get things going here in the 2nd inning for the Orix Buffaloes. Buffaloes jumped on the starter Yamazaki for 2 quick singles there in the bottom of the 1st. It looked like they were going to start to do some damage, but a double play and a pop-up was able to help Yamazaki get out of that inning. There's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yoshida. Yoshida's having a very nice season. He's batting .306. He's got 11 homers and 54 runs batted in. Currently is 2nd in the Pacific League in batting average. Trailing only Go Matsumoto, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned, tomorrow we will be back at it again for the late night call. And we are going to be calling tomorrow night. In tomorrow's game, it'll be the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. There's a fastball taken for a call strike. And the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks is going to come to you from the PayPay Dome. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yoshida. Matsumoto, 19 pitches in the first inning. Almost half of them to the leadoff hitter Adachi, and there's a fastball swung on. It is wide. It gets by the catcher. He has to go after and get it as Suge. He fires down to first base, and it takes the first baseman Yamakawa off of the bag. And that is going to allow Yoshida to reach safely. It's going to go down as an error on the catcher. So as we see it again, first thing is it's a wild pitch. It goes past the catcher all the way through the umpire's legs, and then when he throws it down to first base, it takes Yamakawa off the bag. Now that is going to allow Yoshida to arrive safely on the strikeout. So a strikeout, error on the catcher. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Yutaro Sugimoto. So Sugimoto steps up to the plate. And here's the first pitch from Matsumoto. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Troy is in the house. We welcome you, Troy. Thanks for popping in here tonight. We got ourselves some good old-fashioned NPB ball on our hands. Looks like the Detroit News and the Free Press are really lambasting the general manager, Alex Avila of the Detroit Tigers. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is now 1-1 to Sugimoto. Basically, they're telling him he's got to get his bags packed, but no real trades of consequence. All you could get from Michael Fulmer is a low-level prospect. And pretty much the same for Robbie Grossman. Couldn't get more for Fulmer, and you couldn't turn that into more. He was the Rookie of the Year about 3 years ago. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-2 to Sugimoto. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Troy says Avila is the worst GM in the league. Well, what about the ownership? The ownership, the father has passed away. The son is certainly not quite of the same cloth as the father so far. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Sugimoto has gone for out number 1 here in the second inning. That is the 4th strikeout of the ball game by Matsumoto. Troy says we should have traded Fulmer when he was back in high demand. The unfortunate part about that is could have said the same thing about the Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd, there were all kinds of offers on the table, and they couldn't get anything done, got nothing returned for him. Talk about buy low and sell high. How about buy low and sell lower? There's a fastball that is taken below the knees for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. You know, I have a friend of mine, and he was telling me one time, he says, it's how the Tigers value their players. They were one of the slowest teams to adopt to analytics. The Diamondbacks were also a program that were slow to do that as well. When Tony La Russa was over there and some of the other old guards, they got fleeced on that trade. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. When they received Shelby Miller from the Atlanta Braves and sent Dansby Swanson and Edner Enciarte the other way. Enciarte became a 2-time Gold Glove winner defensively for the Atlanta Braves. And, of course, Dansby Swanson enjoying the finest season of his career. So here comes the 2-0 offering to Yumamune. As the right-hander Matsumoto delivers, it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 3-0. Friend Troy says Chris is the real problem for keeping Avila hired. Yeah, absolutely. So I've often been curious to what's going to happen there. Is A.J. Hinch going to come off the field and go into the general manager's booth? I think Hinch had that eyeballed all the way. If Hinch is not the GM, then maybe he's gone. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. Looked like Mune had wanted time, and he didn't get it. That was a very strange scenario. And when the pitch was delivered, he thought it was ball 4. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Mune having a conversation with the home plate umpire. He's probably checking what it is. Here comes the 3-1. Right-hander Matsumoto kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses outside. That is going to be ball 4. That's going to put Mune to first base. It's going to advance Yoshida over to second, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Joe McCarthy. So for McCarthy, he has played much better lately. He's got his average to 232. He's got 4 homers and 18 RBIs. McCarthy actually batted in the leadoff spot the other night. He was 1 for 4. But unfortunately for McCarthy, he had struck out also 3 times. Last night's ball game, he came on as a pinch hitter and grounded out. So 1 for 5 in the series for McCarthy. So here comes the first offering from right-hander Matsumoto, who checks the runner at second, and he delivers a fastball for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to McCarthy. Looking at some of the things that have happened across the NPB as I catching up on these scores. The only scoring outside of in the NPB tonight, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. As the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks have jumped on the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 1-0. That's in the top of the second. Telling my friend the living room there that I felt that the Hawks were going to win this one behind Colin Ray on the mound tonight. Even though the Fighters have had their number. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. McCarthy goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's the 5th strikeout of the ball game for the starter Matsumoto. He's got a chance here for something rare, which would be a 4 strikeout inning. As Yoshida had struck out to begin the inning, but he had reached base on the error by the catcher, Tsuge. So he's already struck out the side in the inning here, but the inning goes on as he's looking for out number 3. The first offering here to the shortstop, Kobayashi, is a fastball that just misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. For Kentaro Kobayashi, he's hitting .207 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 24 RBIs. I don't know when the last time a NPB pitcher has struck out 4 in an inning. But if Matsumoto pulls the trick here, I'm sure we'll be reading about it tomorrow. That'll be something that they'll be talking about in either in Yahoo or in the Tokyo Times. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0 to Kobayashi. 37 pitches already here for the right-hander in the second inning. You can point it all back to Ryo Adachi, who got things going in the ballgame with that 9-pitch at bat. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 3-0. Matsumoto is poised here potentially to allow a free pass to Kobayashi to load the bases. Our friend Troy says he's trying to get me to record a classic game when he's in the area. 78 Tigers and Blue Jays. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. We'll see about that. We'll have to take a look. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Kobayashi now comes set. Checks the runner at second base. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It is fielded by the second baseman, Tonosaki. He throws to first. Kobayashi is going to be retired on a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning, but the starter Matsumoto still strikes out the side as he retired 3 via strikeout in the inning. There was no runs in the inning. There were no hits. There were no errors, or there was 1 error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the second inning. It is no score between the Lions and the Buffaloes. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few after this from our friend Steve.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we'd like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game, go check him out. Let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you. Well, it is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order. It's going to be Takia Nakamura, Brian O'Grady, and Ito. Face the left-hander Yamazaki, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away right at home plate. The count is 0-1 to Nakamura. Nakamura, the big fella, is in a lot of ways a shell of his former self. He's batting 179 with 4 homers and 18 RBIs. As there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. When I think of him at the plate, I think of Miguel Cabrera for the Detroit Tigers. Miguel Cabrera is in the twilight of his career. He is really, really struggling these days. He's got no power left in that bat. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. He still is pretty much right now a singles hitter. Not even getting a lot of doubles out of Cabrera. I think he's only got 4 home runs, but that's kind of what this Nakamura reminds me of. He's in the twilight of his career. As he's asked for time here, and he almost kind of looks like the older version of Hotaka Yamakawa. He's in the cleanup spot for the Lions. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Troy says that would be interesting, the call of that one there. And not sure why he picked that particular game. I'm going to go and take a peek at it. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. It's fielded by the ball boy as Nakamura checks the bat to see if there's any damage. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. And here comes the offering. As the 2-2 pitch is delivered, it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to third. Mune slides to his knees to field it. He gets up and throws across the diamond. Nakamura is going to be gone on a ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Brian O'Grady. So for O'Grady, he's batting .228. He's got 14 homers and 39 runs batted in. So we'll have to take a look at that. Our living room says hopefully free video. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner to O'Grady, and the count is 0-1. .228 batting average for O'Grady. He's got 14 homers and 39 runs batted in. And Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. Front of the living room said the game went 13 innings. I don't know if that's a selling point or not. To get me to call that one. I feel like I'm doing a doubleheader. Here comes a 1-1 pitch, and there's a fastball swung on. This is lined up the middle. It's going to be a base hit into center field as O'Grady is aboard. And he's got himself a one-out single, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Ido. So for Ido, he's batting .237. He's got 7 homers and 17 RBIs. Played in the games in this series. It was last night, Ido had gone 1 for 3. He did not make an appearance in the first game. I do like watching Ido play. He really does some pretty good things defensively. Most of the time we've seen him in right field. I have seen him play a little bit of center field. I do like the way that he covers his position. I like the way that he reads the balls. You don't see too many Z routes out of this fella. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing, or the left-handed throwing Yamazaki. So here comes the 1-0 offering. Yamazaki delivers it as a breaking ball swung on it, missed. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the lefty looks in and he gets his sign from his catcher Fushimi. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 1-2. For the Buffaloes in this series, they used Kenya Wakatsuki in the first game to catch. Fushimi got the start yesterday. Then they moved Tongu in to catch after that. So we've seen 3 different catchers in this series. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Ido. Friend of the living room said 13 innings and 78 is quick compared to these days. Yeah, there's a couple of reasons why I think the games drag on a little bit. I'll get to that in a minute. There's a fastball swung on. This is looped into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And that is going to be, stopping at second is going to be O'Grady. The Lions have something going here again in the second inning as they've got back-to-back singles from O'Grady and Ido, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Senetsuge. One thing that you notice about the Japanese games, the games in between innings are where the game is picked up. When I call the games between in the Major League Baseball, I have to have about a full 2 minutes of time in between innings. In the Japanese league, anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds max in between innings, and they're ready to go. So running on and off the field, sprinting to their positions. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Tsuge. Tsuge on the year is batting .193. He's got a homer and 4 runs batted in. Zaki, the left-hander, gets his sign from his catcher Fushimi. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that loops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Last pitch there, he didn't just throw the breaking ball in there. He looked like he took about 10 miles off the pitch, and sitting in the dugout is the big slugger Yamakawa, and he's got a good chuckle out of that one. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Zaki delivers. It's a fastball at 90 miles an hour that backs Tsuge off the plate. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brian Solera pops in, says, anyone on base? Yep. Lions are threatening again here. They got runners at first and second with 1 gone. And here's the pitch from Yamazaki. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep left center field. Racing back underneath it is the center fielder, and making the catch is Fukuda on the track. Tagging it second and advancing over to third is O'Grady. Tagging it first and advancing to second is Ito. That's going to put runners at second and third with 2 gone. That is going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Shinya Hasegawa. Our friend in the living room says we need more time for Japanese infomercials. Yeah. Also need some time to be able to make them. One of the things I was looking at was the baseball cards. So I was sending some stuff out. There were some folks who bought some things off us, and I was mailing them out, and to use my translate to be able to see what some of the back of the cards have to say. Maybe we can pick up some information on players. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Sometimes having useless information is also kind of interesting to know a little bit more about the players. One of the players I know for the Seibu Lions, Suzuki Genda, young fella, he married a television personality, Japanese television personality, and she's probably as or more famous than he is. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1 now to Hasegawa. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So you keep a keen eye on the out-of-town scoreboard. The Murray Giants now have a 4-0 lead over the Hanshin Tigers. That's in the bottom of the second inning. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the bag at third base. That's going to run the count to 1-2. I think our friend in the living room is keeping score on that one. So remember, Yamuri 4-0 over the Tigers. And the Hawks over the Fighters 1-0. And also the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are leading the Chibolote Marines 2-0. That's in the third inning in that one. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Hasegawa. There is 2 gone here in the second inning. The Lions are threatening again. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. That was a full defensive swing there by Hasegawa, who's able to protect the outside corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. A friend in the living room sure is going to be able to let everybody know what I had made my picks on. Talked to him earlier tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. Told him it was. I gave him the gauntlet of my picks, although I didn't pick the rain out, because that's what is happened in with the Swallows. The Swallows and the Dragons have been rained out tonight. That was my pick where I said Shinichi was going to win. Brian says a single up the middle would score both. Absolutely. A single anywhere should be able to cash both in, especially with 2 out here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the hitter. Crack of the bat, they're going to be on the move. That would help Brian on his way to that 9-run scoreline he announced tonight, or the +8. The Lions have threatened here, but they haven't been able to get the key hit yet. Here comes the 2-2. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Hasegawa is gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. The Lions threaten again, but they don't score. There were no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits again, no errors, and 2 left aboard. And now, through 2 complete innings, the score is 0-0. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the calls and all the action after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. we have francs, we have pounds, we have Deutschmarks, we have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We are now moving to the third inning. It is going to be the 9-1 and 2 hitters coming to bat for the Orix Buffaloes. That means Tori Fushimi, Ryo Adachi, and Shuhei Fukuda to get things going here in the third inning for the Buffaloes. Fushimi on the season hitting .238 with a homer and 11 RBIs. The Lions unable to capitalize on their opportunities as they have stranded 3 runners aboard in the first 2 innings, especially back-to-back hits to lead off the game to Tanasaki and Genda, and then with 1 out, O'Grady and Ito went back-to-back. That kid hurt, especially as the game moves along. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Fushimi. Final score in the first game of this series was 4-2. It was a comeback late by the Lions with 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And yesterday it was 3-1 final with Tomoya Mori having a couple of home runs. Our friend in the living room is going to tap out. He says, I'm going to have to check the rest of the game on delay. Appreciate you there, and we'll catch you on the flip side. So here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into left field. Fushimi's aboard with a leadoff single here in the third inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Ryo Adachi. So Adachi, he steps up to the plate. He struck out looking his first time up, but he had a 9-pitch at bat against the right-hander Matsumoto. We never really did give the defensive alignment for the Lions here tonight, nor did we do the Buffaloes, so we're getting a little bit on. So we'll give you that. Here is from the outfield from left to right. It's O'Grady in left. The center fielder is Hasegawa. The right fielder is Ito. It's Matsumoto ready to deliver the first offering here to Adachi. Instead, he steps off and fakes the throw over to first base. Around the horn from first to third, it is Yamakawa at first. Shota Tonasaki's at second. Suzuki Genda's at short. And the third baseman is Takiya Nakamura. The battery is, of course, Matsumoto and Tsuge. So the runner at first is Fushimi. He's got a couple of stolen bases this year. We'll keep an eye on him. And there's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to short. They flip it over to second for one. Back to first. And that is going to be a double play. And it's a double play, which is very, very interesting because they had the runner in motion. And that was Fushimi. So you couldn't have asked for a better situation as Genda was moving toward the base. But the ball was hit right toward Genda, and that is going to retire both of the players. Genda was able just to slip back on the other side, able to get that play. So that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. And that is going to bring up Shuhei Fukuda. And the first offering to Fukuda is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Fukuda tonight grounded to short his first time up. He is 0 for 1, and here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Fukuda. So Genda. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now remained at 0-2 to Fukuda. Went back and watched that highlight again of Genda. He was moving toward the base at second base, and then he had this throw on the brakes, take a half a step back to be able to field that ball to get that double play going, and they were just able to nip Fushimi at second base. Very, very close play. There's a fastball that misses down and away. The count is 1-2 to Fukuda. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matsumoto ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball missing down. Count is 2-2. I'm curious to see how the Lions use this one up here tonight. Really haven't had to tax their bullpen in the last couple of nights. Everybody pretty much here should be available. Maybe Honda is not. There's a fastball swung on. It is fouled into the feet of the first base or the batter Fukuda. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just as a couple of reminders, we are going to be back again on tomorrow night for some late night action. So hopefully you guys can join us whether you listen live or on delay. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Camping out underneath it is O'Grady. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the third inning. The Buffaloes go quietly as they had no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the third inning. We're all knotted up at zeros. Lions and Buffaloes, 0-0. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. It is going to be the top of the order coming up to face the right-hander. And it is going to be Shuta Tonosaki, Suzuki Genda, and Tomoya Mori. And Eric Cheng is back in the house. He says he just woke up, having a late night nap. And I know the feeling sometimes. I wasn't able to get my nap in between the 2 games. Hopefully tomorrow night, when we come back again tomorrow, it'll be a full-on nap before we call the Golden Eagles and the Hawks, Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. So here comes the first offering from the lefty Yamazaki. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. For Tonosaki tonight, he is 1 for 1. He's raised his season average up to 225. Had a great first game of the series here, and there's a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. We said he was on base 5 times. First game of the series. Had himself 3 walks and a couple of doubles. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-2. He also had 2 doubles and 3 walks in the first game, but then last night he followed it up with an 0 for 4 ball game. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Tonosaki. He did, however, make some really nice defensive plays over the last couple of nights. I saw Tonosaki play early in the season. Sometimes you watch guys, when you watch them, because if you're not seeing them every day, you can't always tell when they get ruts or they go into ruts or they have their ups and their downs. But I can honestly say that Tonosaki couldn't have played worse a couple of the games that we saw earlier this year. So it's good to see that he's got himself going, especially more so if you're a Lions fan. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over the netting, and it's going to reach the seats. As we said before, not only is it reaching the seats, there's a lot of empty seats in tonight's ball game. A little disappointing, at least at my end, to see all these empty seats. I know it's a Thursday game in Japan, but the Lions are in first place, and there's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up on the right side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is McCarthy. He makes the catch. Tonosaki is going to be retired for the first out. Last night, the Lions, they posted an attendance of 10,237. Well, I'd like to see what tonight's attendance is going to be, because I don't think it's going to reach that mark. I'd be shocked if it did. And if it did, then somebody's pumping the numbers. So here comes the first pitch to Suzuki Genda. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Genda tonight is 1 for 1. He was erased in a double play back in the first inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is sliced down the left field line. If it gets down in fair territory, it'd be trouble, but it just slices foul. Genda took his bat with him all the way to first base. So no balls and 1 strike. So he's ready to go back at it again against the lefty Yamazaki. Genda gets himself dug in. Now he's waiting on the offering from the lefty. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. We were going through some of the schedules in the Pacific League coming up. There's some good news, especially for our West Coast folk. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to third. It is fielded by Mune. He throws to first, and he's just able to get the runner Genda by a half a step. A nice play by Mune. That's the second nice play that Mune has made tonight. It's going to go in the books as a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter Tomoya Mori. We're taking a look at the upcoming schedule in the NPB. We are looking at the games across the dial, and it's going to be next Wednesday, North American time. Here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that's swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 on Mori. More than likely, we'll probably do the Buffaloes and the Golden Eagles. It'll be Wednesday, North American time, Pacific time at 10 o'clock or 1 a.m. Eastern. It'll be a early week game. So hopefully you can come on in and check it out. It'll be the next midweek game we'll do after tomorrow night. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is now 0-2 to Tomoya Mori. So no balls and 2 strikes. Lefty Yamazaki, he leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Fushimi. And now here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And once we get through next Wednesday's affair, is going to be a couple more games that will come up in the midweek again. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And Mori has gone down on strikes for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Lions as they go quietly in their half of the third. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 3 complete innings. It is the Buffaloes nothing, the Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Our friend Brian, if he's still in here with us, for some reason, I'm not thinking that 9 runs is going to happen tonight. I'll be right back after this, everybody. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Reps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Reps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Reps Baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here in the top of the fourth inning, and the first offering from Matsumoto to Kai Nakagawa is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nakagawa tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time up as he bats here against the right-handed throwing Matsumoto, and he swings at a fastball. He grounds it softly over to third. It is fielded by Nakamura, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Nakagawa. Ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. For Yoshida tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out but reached on the air by the catcher as he was gone down on strikes. The ball ended up getting by the catcher right through the legs of the home plate umpire. And when the catcher Suge went to field it, he threw it wide to first base, and that was allowing the batter runner Yoshida to reach safely. And there's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes to Yoshida. Yoshida entered the game hitting .306, second in the Pacific League in batting average. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Yoshida, in my opinion, from what I've seen, very consistent hitter. But it's the other aspects of his game that are the questions, especially his defensive play in the outfield. There's a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Brian Solera asked the question, are these pitchers really that good, or are the hitters just that bad? Well, Matsumoto has pitched really well tonight. There's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2. I don't know if it's always so much as are the pitchers that good or these guys that bad. Certainly in my opinion, they're not the top arms on the either team. I think of Yoshinobu Yamamoto and the starter last night for the Lions, Katsunori Hirai. Probably a couple of the better arms, but not necessarily. These 2 guys tonight are the best arms. There's a fly ball to center field. Camping out underneath it is the center fielder, Hasegawa. He makes the catch. Yoshida is gone for the second out of the inning, so 2 up and 2 away. Both of these teams have been playing good ball. The Lions are just playing it a little bit better than the Buffaloes. And so in some fairness, they've been around the zone. They've been throwing strikes, been keeping the hitters off balance. It's not like they're walking the yard. I mean, Matsumoto tonight walked Yumamune back in the second inning, and outside of that, it's been pretty steady. There's a fastball that is swung on and foul, tipped into the mid of the catcher by Sugimoto, and the count is quickly 0-1. On the flip side for Yamazaki, he hasn't walked anybody either. He's allowed a couple of hits in each of the first 2 innings, so 4 innings there. And he's settled down. There's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded softly over to third. Fielded by Nakamura. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. This game has got some zip to it. Who's going to score first might win the ball game with 1 run. It's a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning as Sugimoto is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're all tied up at zeros. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few We got a 0-0 ball game on our hands. Appreciate you all for being here. Here is our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order coming up here in the fourth inning for the Seibu Lions. That means it's going to be Hataka Yamakawa, Takia Nakamura, and Brian O'Grady. The first pitch from Yamazaki was a breaking ball that missed outside for ball one. So 1-0 to Yamakawa. And there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And the count goes even at 1-1. For Yamakawa, he is over 1 tonight. He popped to the first baseman his first time up. Big fella has really enjoyed a quality season as he is the home run leader in the Pacific League. And there's a fastball that comes inside, and it is hit Yamakawa. And he is going to be aboard with a leadoff hit batter here in the fourth inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Takia Nakamura. So maybe not the way that the big fella wanted to get on base. It got him in the left tricep on the backside. No protection there. He may have been fortunate as he was starting to turn, so he might not have got it flush. So Yamakawa establishes his lead over at first base. The other bookend in this lineup is the third baseman, Nakamura, who steps to the plate. A first pitch breaking ball that misses, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. So here comes the 1-0 offering. As the lefty Yamazaki delivers, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. Yamazaki holds at the chest. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned before, it'll be the Golden Eagles and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks that we'll be doing tomorrow night. There's a pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track is the left fielder. He leaps, and it is going to be past the outstretched arms of Kai Nakagawa. It's going to go into the seats, and that is going to open up the scoring here for the Lions on a 2-run homer by Takia Nakamura. And he has finally broken the ice as the Lions had threatened in the first and the second innings and came away with nothing. And now they are on the board here, 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning. So the long ball has played a part in this series. Last night, the 2 runs delivered by Tomoya Mori were both off of his bats for solo shots. Now a 2-run homer here by Nakamura has got them out in front. That's home run number 5 on the season for him. So our friend Brian, who's hoping for a 4-run bottom of the inning, he's halfway there now. So that brings Brian O'Grady to the plate. O'Grady takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. O'Grady singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1 tonight. So O'Grady waiting on the offering from the lefty. Kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and is grounded over to first. McCarthy fields it. He's going to go over and step on the bag. And O'Grady is out for out number one. That's going to go down as a ground out to 3. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Ido. So for Ido, he's 1 for 1 tonight. He singled and was stranded at second back in the second inning. So that ball was vintage Takia Nakamura, who sent that one into the seats for his 5th homer of the year. And the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Ido for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses inside, and the count is now 1-1. I was sort of criticizing Nakamura a little bit earlier on. I was comparing him to Miguel Cabrera, the Detroit Tigers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and I was saying that Cabrera is basically a shell of his former self. He's only got 4 home runs on the season. Doesn't have a lot of doubles. He is hitting pretty good. But no extra base juice for the veteran first baseman of the Tigers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. And Nakamura also in a similar state. He's in his late 30s. Just doesn't have the juice like he used to, but their vintage Nakamura showed up. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count now runs to 3-2 on Ido. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 3-2 offering from Yamazaki. He delivers a fastball. This ball is lifted into left field, moving back on it as the left fielder Kai Nakagawa, and he's going to make the catch. And he is going to retire Ido for the second out of the inning, so 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Senatsuge. For Suge, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown to center field his only trip to the plate. So he bats here with 2 out and nobody on. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that floats upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. That last pitch was at 97 kilometers an hour. It was about 58 miles per hour. And there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And here comes the offering from the lefty. It's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Suge. Left-hander Yamazaki ready to go again. He holds at the chest, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped back in front of home plate. It is fielded by the catcher, Fushimi. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Suge on a ground out, 2-3. It was like a swinging bunt. We'll do it here for the Lions in their half of the 4th inning, but there was damage and damage done. There were 2 runs in the inning on the 2-run homer by Takia Nakamura. There was 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left the board. We are now through 4 complete innings. It is a 2-0 lead for the Saitama Seibu Lions. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Here is our friend Dave again.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fifth inning. It is going to be Yuma Mune, Joe McCarthy, and Kataru Kobayashi coming to bat. That is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order. Just looking around at the out-of-town scoreboard in the Central League, the Chinichi Dragons and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows, that game has been postponed. It is now the Hiroshima Carp and the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars are in the top of the fourth inning. The game is currently delayed as rain is in the area, and the Yomiuri Giants have a 5-0 lead over the Hanshin Tigers. The game is in the bottom of the fourth inning. In the Pacific League, other action, it is the Hawks now leading the Fighters 3-0. It's in the bottom of the third inning, and the first pitch delivered to Mune is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. The other game, it is a blowout in Tohoku. It is early on. It is a 9-0 lead as the Golden Eagles are leading the Marines. The bats are booming in Tohoku, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And right now, if the games were to end now, I told my friend in the living room earlier on that who I thought was going to win games, and this does not include the Carp and Baystar game, which is delayed and tied at 0-0. I'd be 4 for 4 on my picks. So here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up behind second base. Racing back on it is Tonosaki. He's going to make the catch. Over the shoulder catch by Tonosaki, and that is going to retire Mune for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Joe McCarthy. So our friend Brian Solera, who wanted that 4-run bottom of the inning, fell a little bit short, but he did get a couple of runs. So McCarthy waiting on the first offering from the righty Matsumoto. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to McCarthy. This game has had great pace to it. It is skipped along here. 64 pitches right now for the starter Matsumoto. As he rocks into the motion, here's the pitch. There's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Have to see what the chess match is going to look like once we get into the bullpens. 65 pitches so far for Matsumoto. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field, racing in, and not going to be able to make the catch is the center fielder, Hasegawa. He had to get on his horse and come on in, but he takes it on the short hop, and Joe McCarthy has got himself a single. That's the second hit of the series for McCarthy. McCarthy struggled in the first game of the series. He was 1 for... Where we have him at? He was 1 for 4 in that series before they pinched it for him in the first game. He had a single and 3 strikeouts. Here comes Kataru Kobayashi. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Last night, McCarthy came in a pinch hitting role. He ended up grounding out to the second baseman. So here comes the 1-0 offering. As the kick and deliver, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the third baseman. It's going to get down. It's into left field. Rounding second and throwing on the brakes is the runner, McCarthy. As Kataru Kobayashi's got himself a single, and that's going to put runners at first and second with 1 out. That is going to bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. So this is really only the second sign of trouble that the right-hander Matsumoto has found himself in. Back in the second inning, he had Masataka Yoshida in scoring position with Yuma Mune on first. He was able to retire the side. So now he's got 2 aboard with 1 out, and it's going to bring Fushimi to the plate. Got the start tonight as the catcher in this one. He's 1 for 1. He was erased in a double play to end not to end the inning, but at least to erase his presence on the base paths. And here comes the first offering. Matsumoto, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Matsumoto ready to go back at it again. Gets the sign from his catcher. He holds set at the chest, and now he's ready to go. And he checks the runner and kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count is no balls and 2 strikes to Fushimi. Check that. That last pitch was actually a split finger pitch. Sometimes it looks like a breaking pitch because of the depth to it. So no balls and 2 strikes. You certainly don't want to leave a breaking ball or a split finger pitch up in the zone. Balls that don't do anything end up in the seats usually, and we're not talking foul territory. So here comes the 0-2. As the right-hander holds at the chest, and now he's ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch missing down. The count is now 1-2 on Fushimi. Fushimi is a double play candidate. He doesn't run the best. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Again, Fushimi digs in. Waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Matsumoto. Matsumoto gets his sign from his catcher. Now he's ready to go at it. Here comes pitch number 72 of the game. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fushimi. So right-hander against the right-hander. Matsumoto ready to do it again. Gets the sign from his catcher, and the crowd is making some noise in support of their hometown Lions. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So getting himself set back in again is Fushimi. Right-hander Matsumoto gets his sign from his catcher, Tsuge. He comes set. This is going to be an important at-bat here. They can do with Fushimi. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball that comes inside and hits him. That is going to load the bases. Fushimi nods that he's okay, but that is going to advance Joe McCarthy over to third. It's going to put Kobayashi at second with 1 away. All this trouble has started with 1 out. They got the leadoff hitter, and now they've loaded the bases. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Ryo Adachi. This is not what the Buffaloes have ordered up. Or not, should I say, the Lions haven't really ordered it up either. But the Buffaloes will benefit from it for sure. So the bases are full of Buffaloes. Adachi steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out looking and grounded into a double play in his 2 trips to the plate. So anything will work here. They've got the middle of the infield is in double play depth. The corners are even with the bags. And here comes the first offering to the right-handed hitting Adachi. And kicks and fires does right-hander Matsumoto, and it's a fastball taken right down the middle for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I was saying earlier about how really Matsumoto had only walked 1 guy. Well, now he's walked 1 and hit 1. On the flip side, it was no walks for Yamazaki, but it was the hit batter that started everything, or allowed the table to be set for the Nakamura 2-run homer in the last half of the inning. The 4th, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Matsumoto ready to go back again. 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Adachi. He holds at the chest. And now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. Well, there's nowhere to put the Orix second baseman. They got to throw to him. You got to give him something good to hit at some point here, and this may be the pitch. You don't want to go to 3 balls and 1 strike. That's going to really allow the hitter to become very picky. So the bases are loaded with McCarthy at third, Kobayashi at second, and Fushimi at first. Here comes the 2-1 offering to Adachi. Matsumoto delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle past the diving Tonosaki. It's into center field. 1 run is in, and 2 runs are in as both McCarthy and Kobayashi come around to score, and we're all tied up again here at 2 in the 5th inning. As both of those runners have scored, it's going to advance Fushimi to second. Ryo Adachi's got himself a single and a couple RBIs. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Shuhei Fukuda. So lots of action here in the top of the 5th inning. So they got runners at first and second. Fukuda comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to the shortstop, and he's flown out to left field. So Matsumoto, with 1 out, couple of hits, hit a batter. He's given up another hit. So finally, the Buffaloes are able to string together some hits to produce some runs here. And so here comes Fukuda to the plate. Here comes the first offering from the righty Matsumoto, and it's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Infield is still in double play depth. So they're looking to hunt 2 Buffaloes. There is action now in the Lions bullpen. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left center field. Racing in on it is the center fielder, Hasegawa, and he makes the catch. Not an easy catch. Had to come a long way to have to get it, and he picks that one off his shoe tops. Fukuda is going to be gone for the 2nd out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. So a really nice play by the center fielder. Hasegawa had to come a long way, and then he backhanded it. So he said it was like he was picking it off his shoe tops. So Nakagawa steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He is struck out looking and grounded to third in his 2 trips to the plate. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the first base side, but that's going to reach the seats. The count is now going to be 0-1 to Nakagawa. Friend Brian Solera wanted a 4-run bottom of the 4th inning. Got a pair of the runs in the inning, but the Buffaloes have done their part in the top half of the 5th by scoring a couple. I think that was what Brian was hoping for. So here comes the 0-1 offering now to Nakagawa. Right-hander holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the first base side, but it's going to get into the netting. And that's going to maybe get over the netting there. It looks like it hit it and ticked over, and that's going to run the count now to 0-2 on Nakagawa. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Matsumoto gets a new baseball, and he's ready to go back to work here against the right-handed hitting Nakagawa. Matsumoto now comes set. And here he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on it. Is looped softly into center field. It's going to get down in front of Hasegawa. Here comes the throw to the plate, but they're going to hold the runner at third. As Fushimi is going to be held up, that's going to load the bases. It is now a bases full of Buffaloes with 2 gone here, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. So the Buffaloes are threatening here in their half of the 5th inning for more runs. They've already got 2 on the board. They got the number 2 hitter in the Pacific League coming to the plate. So for Yoshida, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out and reached base on the air by the catcher. He's also popped out to center field. So officially in the books as 0 for 2. So Yoshida batting .304 on the season now. He's got those 11 homers and 54 runs batted in. This is the situation he lives for. He is a run producer. So here comes the first offering from Matsumoto. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Nowhere to put Yoshida. He's going to have to eventually get something to hit, good to hit in this at bat. The crowd is got their Yoshida scarves out. They're making some noise here for the left-handed hitting designated hitter for the Buffaloes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. The count is quickly 1 ball and 1 strike now to Yoshida. So we're all knotted up at 2s. The bases are full of Buffaloes. The runner at 3rd is Fushimi. The runner at 2nd is Adachi. The runner at 1st is Nakagawa. And here comes the 1-1 offering. Again, Matsumoto holds set. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving back on it is Hasegawa in front of the warning track. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it for the Buffaloes here in their half of the 5th inning. Well, they got some damage. They sent 8 hitters to the plate. There were 2 runs in the inning on 4 hits. There were no errors and 3 Buffaloes left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. We are all knotted up at 2s. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The call at the bottom of the 5th inning. We're glad you guys could make it in here with us tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, we always appreciate you. Welcome back, everybody. We'll be cruising to the bottom of the 6th inning in just a couple moments. Hang tight. We'll be right back. It is now a brand new ball game. 2-2 Buffaloes and Lions. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming to bat here for the Seibu Lions in their half of the 5th inning. It means it's going to be Shinya Hasegawa, the top of the order, Shuta Tonosaki, and Suzuki Genda. They face the left-hander Yamazaki here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The first pitch is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Hasegawa. Oh, we have our Japanese friend back in here, Genda Tamaran is what they are saying. And we agree, as there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. The Lions here got 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Takeya Nakamura in the 4th inning, and there's a Breaking ball swung on it is grounded softly to short. Fielded by Kobayashi, who throws to first. He's going to retire Hasegawa on a ground out. 6-3 for out number 1, and that'll bring up the top of the order. Shuta Tonosaki. For Tonosaki, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled to lead off the ball game, and then he popped out to first his second time up. He's officially 1 for 2 in the books. He has raised his average to 225. So Tonosaki ready to go again here. As he waits on the offering from the lefty Yamazaki, there's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Our friend says Tonosaki apple punch. Well, Tonosaki is a good 1-2 punch with Genda. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Certainly these two on the first game of the series were able to reach base 8 of the 10 times they came to the plate. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike to Tonosaki. Tonosaki sure didn't like that last call. He kind of did a little hop in the box. He thought that might have been a bit outside. So here's the 2-1 pitch, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and that was a really good pitch by the lefty Yamazaki. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Saki will be followed by Suzuki Genda here. There is 1 gone, and Tonosaki has asked for time. He feels the lefty Yamazaki is working just a little too quickly for his liking. So 2 is all over the place. There's 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a 2-2 ball game. Here comes the offering from the lefty. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball's lined to left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. As Tonosaki has got himself a second knock tonight, as he is aboard with a single. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Genda. So for Genda, he's 1 for 2 tonight. Genda singled his first time up. He was eventually erased on the double play ball by Mori. And he is also grounded out to third. So be curious to see if they're going to maybe bunt Genda here, even though there's 1 away. So left-hander against the left-hander, and here's the offering from Yamazaki. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Genda has pulled his average up to 263 on the year. Himself an extra base hit in the Tuesday game. There's a fastball that just misses outside. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Genda yesterday was 0 for 3 and a walk. In the opener, he was 3 for 5, including that RBI triple. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Establishing his lead over at first is Tonosaki, and here comes the 2-1 offering to Genda. Yamazaki kicks and delivers it. A fastball swung on it, missed. The count now goes to 2-2. Seemed to take a little bit off that last pitch. Did the lefty? It was 4-seam grip. That ball there looked like it was more of a changeup pace than it was a fastball pace. And here's the 2-2. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away. And the count now remains at 2-2 to Suzuki Genda. He gets his signs from the third base coach and he steps back in. The Lions, as we mentioned in this whole series, they're wearing a camo uniform, and they keep winning like this. They're going to continue to wear it. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. Is grounded back to the pitcher. Yamazaki throws to second for 1. Back to first. That's going to be an inning-ending double play. A really nice athletic play by the pitcher, Yamazaki, as he is able to turn that there. Genda can get down the line pretty good. That is going to be a double play of the 1-6-3 variety. That will do it here for the Lions in their half of the 5th inning. So There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 5 complete. We're all locked up at zeros. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. After this, we'll get you caught up on the out-of-town scoreboard. We appreciate you all for listening in. Here is our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. We have another game that has now been postponed. The Hiroshima Carp and the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars were all tied up at zeros through the first 3 innings. But it looks like rain has interrupted that one as well. That game has been postponed. That is along the lines with the Chinichi Dragons and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. Both of those teams, their games were postponed. The other game that is going on, it is the Amuri Giants with a 5-0 lead over the Hanshin Tigers, as they are in the top of the 6th inning playing at the Egg in Tokyo. The other games going on in the Pacific League, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks have a 3-0 lead over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. That game is in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Fighters are still looking for their first hit of the ball game. The Chiba Lotte Marines are down 10-1 to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Marines scored a run in the top of the 5th to break the ice. 10-11-0 for the Golden Eagles, 1-3-0 for the Marines. In this one here, twos are wild right now as the Lions scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning to take the lead, and that was on a 2-run homer by Takiya Nakamura. And then in the top of the 5th inning, the Buffaloes were able to manufacture a run. With 1 out, it was Joe McCarthy singling, and then Katara Kobayashi singled. And Tori Fushimi was hit by a pitch, and then Ryo Adachi stepped up and hit a 2-run single. That has put the Buffaloes out or brought the Buffaloes even to the score of 2-2, and that is where we stand right now. It is to the top of the 6th inning. And coming up for Orix, it is going to be Tara Sugimoto, Yuma Mune, and Joe McCarthy. Means it is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order. So we are going to take a look here as the right-hander Matsumoto has completed his warm-up tosses. As he is going to stay in the ball game here, as he's got a new lease on life. We said last night's game was, the attendance was just over 10,000. The way we look around this one here, I have a feeling that this is even going to be lighter than last night. So Matsumoto at 86 pitches through the first 5. He's coming on here to face Sugimoto, Mune, and McCarthy. And here he rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into deep left center field. It's going to get down, and it's going to get off the wall. And it's going to bound up over top of the wall for a ground rule double. Sugimoto is going to start the inning. The first pitch he sees with a ground rule double into left center field, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. For Mune, tonight he has walked and he has popped the second. So he's officially 0 for 1. Sugimoto is giving the acknowledgement to the fans on both sides. So Mune steps up. Curious to see if they're going to try to bunt him over here, if they let him swing away. If it was me, I'd let him swing away. I'd try to pull something over to the right side of the infield behind the runner. That way, you've got a left-handed stick at the plate. Here comes the first offering. But he is squaring to bunt. The pitch is up and away, and that's going to be taken for ball one, and the count is 1-0 to Mune. I think they want to maybe change that up a little bit and let him swing the bat here. Mune had delivered a big blow in the first game of this series. The Tuesday night affair, he had hit a 2-run shot. The Buffaloes up in front. There is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. It's Joe McCarthy who waits on deck. So it's not going to get any easier here for the right-hander Matsumoto. In some ways, I'm a little surprised that they rolled him out here for the sixth, and in some ways, I'm not. Why I'm surprised is they had action in the bullpen last inning that looked like it was going to be coming in. Why I'm not surprised it is Japanese baseball, and they'll let their guys stick around a little longer. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is now 3-0 to Mune. So 90 pitches so far in this ball game. So they do have action in the pen as the Lions bullpen is active tonight. Get a number on the right-hander that's up and throwing. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-1 now on Mune. So the runner at second is Sugimoto. There is nobody gone here in the top of the sixth. Lions right-hander gets his sign. He comes in agreement with the catcher, Suge, and he's ready to deliver to Mune. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined past the glove of the second baseman into right center field, and that is going to advance the runner, Sugimoto, over to third. He's going to be held up there. That's going to be a base hit for Mune. It's going to put runners on the corners with nobody out, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Joe McCarthy. Is going to bring out the pitching coach. They're going to have a full-on conference of Lions, or a pride of Lions, on the mound. So that ball there was struck on and lined right up the middle. It was just past the outstretched glove. The second baseman, Tonosaki. So Mune aboard with a single. It's his second time he's reached base tonight. So the right-hander Matsumoto is ready to go back at it here. So runners around the corners, nobody out. The Buffaloes are threatening here in their half of the sixth inning. This would be one of the games I was thinking before this one started. I was thinking it was going to be a Lions sweep potentially, but the Buffaloes may have something to say about this. So Joe McCarthy, who steps to the plate, he's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and scored a run his last time up. He's also struck out. There's the first pitch breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 1-0 to McCarthy. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander against the left-hander. Matsumoto gets his sign from his catcher, Suge. And now he comes set. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. We'll have to keep our eyes on the base runners here. But one would have to think that they're going to let McCarthy swing away. They are in double play depth up the middle. So they are going to trade a run for the out if it's hit to the shortstop or second baseman. Try to roll the double play. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. And it is delivered. It is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. Really, the way that Suge receives the ball, you just have to wonder sometimes. We got the Pullen in the house. We welcome you. Thanks for stopping in. Got some late night ball here for you. Or maybe where you're at, some mid-afternoon baseball. So 2 balls and 1 strike to McCarthy. The runners are Sugimoto on third, and the runner Mune is at first. The Buffaloes are threatening here on the 6th. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to McCarthy. That breaking ball that Matsumoto has thrown here tonight, it does not have a lot of bite to it. It's more of a spinner. It just sort of sat there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So McCarthy waggles the bat and gets the sign from his catcher Suge does Matsumoto. He comes set. And here comes the 2-2 offering. And he kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch that is down. But McCarthy waves at it, and he goes down swinging on strikes for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the shortstop Kotaro Kobayashi. Well, for Kobayashi tonight, he is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored a run, and he was also grounded out to third. More importantly, he is a candidate potentially for a double play. He's not the most fleetest of foot. He does play a good shortstop, but he's not explosive. So Kobayashi to the plate. Ready to face the first offering from the right-handed throwing Otaru Matsumoto. They are concerned that Kobayashi may bunt here. A little surprised maybe that they wouldn't bunt McCarthy, but McCarthy doesn't really seem the type who wants to bunt. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Brian O'Grady will drop the bunt from time to time for the Seibu Lions. We'll see him, but the import players for the Buffaloes last couple of years, very rarely do you see them want to square and bunt anything. So no balls and 1 strike. Matsumoto shaking the sign off his catcher, and now he finally comes to an agreement. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. And it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul over on the third base side. It's going to run the count now to 0-2. I'm curious to see if they're going to put Mune in motion to maybe stay out of the double play. Mune can run a little bit. He's got 4 stolen bases on the year, but it's not necessarily an indicator about what he does. We'll have to keep an eye here on Yuma Mune. So the right-hander Matsumoto wipes the sweat off his lip, reaches down for the rosin bag, and he's ready to go again. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kobayashi. This is a very important at bat here. One would have to think. Trying to push another run across are the Orix Buffaloes. Here comes the 0-2. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Flip it over to Genda, covering at second for 1. Back to first. It's going to be an inning-ending double play as Kotaro Kobayashi has hit in the 4-6-3 variety as he is gone for the third out of the inning. But they threaten, but they don't score. There were no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. No errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is the Seibu Lions all locked up with 2. The Orix Buffaloes, hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. After this, it's time for me to go get some more water. We are running a little bit low.
Hey, guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not like father, like son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, the creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming to bat here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. That means it's going to be Tomoya Mori, Taka Yamakawa, and Takeya Nakamura. Strength of the batting order for the Seibu Seibu Lions. They were able to get themselves out of that jam in the last half inning. Some good defensive play. And here we are back at it again as the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered by Yamazaki. And that ball is hit on and is driven to deep right center field. But moving over to make the catch is going to be Fukuda just in front of the warning track. And that is going to retire Mori for out number 1. Well, he had thoughts of going yard again like he did yesterday. Mori had those 2 home runs, but he has gone for out number 1, and looks like that might be the end of the night for the left-hander Yamazaki, as Nakajima, the manager, has come out. That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to take the ball from him. We are going to have ourselves a pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment as we'll get you the specs here, as there is one gone here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll get you that when we return. Right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Ryota Muranishi coming in relief of the starter, which would be Fukuya Yamazaki. His night is done. So the young right-hander is now coming in. As we said, it is going to be Ryota Muranishi in relief. So for Muranishi on the season, this is going to be his 11th inning or 11th game pitched. He's 1-1 on the year. He's worked 8 1/3 innings. He's allowed 8 hits. He's walked 5 and struck out 6. He's got an ERA of 2.16. He is coming in. It's not going to be an easy task for him, as he's going to be facing Taka Yamakawa, and one would also think he's staying around to face Takeya Nakamura. So the 2 right-handed batters back-to-back here. They're going to get a right-hander now to face them. So Yamakawa steps in. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He popped to the first baseman his first time up. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run. His last time up in the 4th inning. So the big fella batting from the right side against the right-hander, Muranishi, who kicks and delivers. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nishi's not quite a sidewinder. He's pretty much low 3/4. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. That ball had a lot of backdoor movement at the knees. The catcher was set up outside, and he had to really backhand the ball to try to earn that strike. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yamakawa. And there's a pitch. It is a breaking ball, waved out and missed. Yamakawa has gone on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. He was disposed of fairly easily, 3 pitches and all 3 for strikes. That's going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Takeya Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura, he has been the star of the ball game today, as he's got himself a 2-run homer that put the Lions up in front 2-0. He's also grounded out to third base, so officially 1 for 2 tonight. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that just misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0 to Nakamura. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. And ironically, the Lions starter Matsumoto is still up and throwing in front of the dugout with all the intention of coming back in. I'm a little surprised by that. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, if we play this one right, that breaking ball was across the plate. Let's see if the right-hander Muraneshi is going to go away. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it here as Nakamura is down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Lions, they go quietly in their half of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're now through 6 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Seibu Seibu Lions 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 7th inning after this. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th. After this, we appreciate you guys for being here. Welcome back, everybody. Wataru Matsumoto has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one going here in the top of the 7th inning. He has thrown exactly 100 pitches so far tonight, as he is going to stay in the ballgame. He's going to be facing the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order. The Buffaloes slated to come to bat. It's Fushimi, Adachi, and Fukuda. Let's see what we have here for the Buffaloes in this inning, and it is going to be Tori Fushimi who takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Fushimi tonight has been very productive at the plate. He's 1 for 1. He's also been hit by a pitch. So 1 for 1 tonight. And here's the offering. It is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is now 1-1. He's raised his season average to 244 as Fushimi. So here comes the offering from Matsumoto. It's a fastball swung on, and that's driven foul on the right field line into the seats, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryo Adachi and Fukuda to follow here in the top of the 7th inning. So Matsumoto rocks into the motion. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. A fastball swung on, and this is fouled away over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2. As we look at the out-of-town scoreboard, it's not much has changed. It's 5-0 for the Giants over the Tigers. That's in the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-0 for the Hawks over the Fighters. That's in the bottom of the 5th. As Matsumoto rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 10-1 for the Golden Eagles over the Marines. That game was in the top of the 7th inning. The other 2 games in the Central League are postponed. Chinichi and Tokyo never got off the ground, and the Carp and the Bay Stars were rained out after the third inning was completed, and that score of that game was all knotted up at zeros. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Fushimi. So the right-hander Matsumoto ready to do it all over again here as he gets the sign. And now time has been called as Fushimi steps out of the batter's box. So Fushimi steps back in, and here he's ready for the 3-2 pitch from the right-hander Matsumoto. He kicks, and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined, and it is going to be hooked foul just down the left field line. Brian O'Grady would have had to come a long way as they were shading him more towards up the middle area of the park than toward the foul lines, and that's going to run the count now to 3-2 still. Didn't miss by much. The third base umpire was right there, had a great view. Just got a little too much around the ball. Did Fushimi. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fushimi gets himself set. He's waiting on the offering here from Matsumoto. Matsumoto gets the sign from his catcher Suge, and he rocks into the motion, and he kicks, and he fires. It is a fastball swung on and missed. That is going to retire Fushimi for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order for Ryo Adachi. Just a quick look at the punch-outs here for the right-hander for Matsumoto. I've got him in my books as having, that is going to be number 7 right there for the right-hander. So Adachi comes to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He has singled, he's grounded into a double play, and he has struck out. The first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Ryo Adachi. Adachi's pulled his average up to 280. He's been playing pretty good, and here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. Catcher Suge literally almost lined up in the area behind the left-handed batter's box. He had the 1 foot that was keeping him in the catcher's box. Here comes the 1-1 offering. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, but the home plate umpire points to Adachi and says he went around. It's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Orix second baseman. So here we are back at it again as the right-hander rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped up the middle, fielded by Genda. He throws to first. That is going to retire Adachi on a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the center fielder Shuhei Fukuda. Well, for Fukuda tonight, he is 0 for 3. He's grounded to short. He has flown to left and flown to center. So he is going to step to the plate with 2 gone here against Matsumoto. Got to tip your hat to Matsumoto, who's really settled down. I thought second inning, he was going to get himself into a bit of a hassle. And then, of course, the 5th inning, where they sent 8 hitters to the plate, he was able to wiggle out of that. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. Count is 1-0 to Fukuda. Wonder how long his leash is if they allow him to come out for yet another inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. And that ball is going to be hauled in by O'Grady, and that is going to be it for the Buffaloes in their half of the 7th inning. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 6.5 innings in Saitama. It is a 2-2 ball game. The Lions are coming to bat Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Here are some tunes for you to keep you going here. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the seventh inning. It'll be Brian O'Grady, Ito, and Senasuge to come to bat here. This is where the Lions did it the other night in the eighth inning. So they get into the deeper water here. It's where they're looking to try to get themselves a couple of runs. They're able to close it out. The Lions have one of the better bullpens in all of the NPB. There's nothing like being able to rest your bullpen. You can let your starter go 7, maybe even into the eighth inning. I'm curious to see if they're going to roll Matsumoto back out for another one. To me, old school baseball is what you see sometimes here in the Japanese league. As we take a peek at that out-of-town scoreboard, the Fighters have now scored 3 in the bottom of the fifth to tie that game against Fukuoka. That is where that is going to stand. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Orix Buffaloes. It is going to be Kondo on the hill. So he is going to be taking over here. So Daisuke Kondo, we've seen him in the series before. This is going to be his 26th appearance. He's 1-3 on the year. He's got a couple of saves. And he is going to be taking over here for Maruishi. Here comes Brian O'Grady to the plate. And the first offering ready to go O'Grady. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, is popped up. And it is going to reach the seats behind home plate over on the first base side. Balls and 1 strike to O'Grady. So no balls and 1 strike. And here comes Kondo ready to go back to work again. He's holding at the set, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and this ball's popped up. This ball is also going to reach the seats, this time behind the first base side of home plate, and that's going to run the count now to 0-2 on O'Grady. He does have the ability to run into some pitches. See if he can be able to turn this one around. No balls and 2 strikes. The Lions left fielder digs in. Waiting on the offering from the right-hander Kondo. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. That's 3 foul balls in a row. So Grady has fouled off the pitcher each and every time. This time it was to the third base side of home plate. He's doling out souvenirs all over the place. So here comes the 0-2 offering. Again, Kondo ready to deliver. And he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grady steps out and waggles the bat. Lions are looking to get a base runner on here and a board in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here comes the offering from Kondo. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that just misses down. The count is now 2-2. Kondo wanted that pitch, but no way, said the home plate umpire. You know what? I agree with the plate umpire because that pitch was down in the zone. But I got to say, it was one of the better frames. Fushimi did a good job of being able to present that to the home plate umpire, made a tough decision. On the replay, it was a bit down. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up into right field. Backing up on it is the right fielder, Sugimoto, and he's going to make the catch and put that one away. Grady is gone for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Ito. For Ito tonight, he is 1 for 2. He has singled and flown out to left field. Stranded at second base there in the 2nd inning when the Lions had runners at 2nd and 3rd and only 1 out. Or check that at 2nd and 3rd with 2 out. And here comes the first offering to Ito. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Our friend YouTube user jumps in here and immediately asks the question, where can I watch this? Well, first of all, thanks for jumping in our stream tonight. We can give you a little guidance on how to be able to do that, so hang tight. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2 strikes to Ito. Well, first of all, we don't put any links into the chat, but we can give you some guidance, and if you're adept at using Google, be able to help you take to your destination. First thing you want to do is pull up Google and you want to type in a live QQ. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And Ito is gone on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to bring up the catcher, Sentsuge. So as you do that, you're going to pull up a site and you're going to see all kinds of sporting activities that are going on. On that particular page, then you can cycle through. Now, the best thing to do is to have the Google Translate set up so you can be able to see what you're selecting, because it's all going to be in the Chinese script. But that is going to be able to get you to be able to watch the games that are being streamed. And there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to 3rd. Mune picks it up. He fires across the diamond. And that is going to retire Suge on a ground out 5-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Lions in their half of the 7th. So they got no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. You're now through 7 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Seibu Seibu Lions 2. We will have a pitching change when we return. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend, Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Wataru Matsumoto's day is done as the Lions are going to the bullpen. It was 114 pitches for the right-hander. There was a couple of times there that we didn't think he was going to be able to last. Ended up striking out 7 through his 7 innings of work. He was able to put the Lions in a position for them to be able to win. But his day is done as he's getting the pats on the back as he's going down the tunnel. So now it is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order. It is going to be Kai Nakagawa, Masataka Yoshida, and it will be Yataro Sugimoto, and they are going to be facing the right-hander. Coming into the ball game, it is going to be Keisuke Honda, who takes over here in the 8th inning. For Honda, he is going to be working in his 32nd game of the season. He's got a 3-1 record. He's got 36 innings pitched. He's allowed 24 hits. He has only walked 8 and struck out 29. He's got an ERA of 1.50. So Honda on in relief. Matsumoto, who had a very fine outing this evening. So, and that was considering I didn't think he had a very good breaking ball tonight. So he pitched through some adversity, did Matsumoto. So Keisuke Honda ready to go. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside. And the count is no balls and 1 strike to Nakagawa. Nakagawa batting from the left side. He's 1 for 3 tonight as he singled his last time up. And here's the pitch from Honda, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. He's got to be able to try to do a little bit better here. Is the right-hander Kondo, and he delivers, or Honda is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-0 to Nakagawa. So he has come in and he's having difficulty finding his release point as the pitches have been up to some degree here, some more than others. So 3 balls and no strikes. And here comes the offering. He kicks and deals. It's a fastball that misses upstairs again. It's going to be ball 4, and his catcher, Suge, is going to give him some words of advice as that puts the leadoff hitter aboard, and it'll bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. So Yoshida tonight is 0 for 3. He struck out, but reached first on the error by the catcher. He has flown to center twice. So the Buffaloes looking to break the deadlock here in the 8th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sorry, it was 4 straight balls to the leadoff hitter here in the inning, Nakagawa. And Yoshida steps in here, batting .303 on the season. He's the number 2 batting average in the Pacific League. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander Honda. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I'm not sure about that one. It's been pretty much a tight zone by the umpire, but that was a generous call to Honda. Yoshida here and Yataro Sugimoto to follow. This is going to be the Buffaloes' best opportunity, one would think, to try to cash in some runs. He pitches a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend, the YouTube user, came in and asked us for some advice to find the stream, and he has long gone after that. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Yoshida digs in. Right-hander Honda ready to go. Checks the runner at first. Set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. Ball squirts away from the catcher, Suge, and that's going to run the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Honda, the right-hander, gets himself a new baseball. He rubs it up, reaches down for the rosin bag. This is the one thing we talk about, is that when the relievers come in, certain relievers, they really change the tempo and pace of the game. The starting pitcher for the Seibu Lions, Matsumoto, really good, really efficiently got in the rhythm. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is laced down the left field line, but it's going to slice foul into the corner, and that's going to keep the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yoshida. So the right-hander Honda is pawing at the dirt in his landing spot. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the designated hitter Yoshida. The runner at first is Nakagawa. Keep an eye here to see if they be considering putting Nakagawa in motion. Here comes the 1-2 offering. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. One thing my fingers are crossed for is that we're not going to go to extra innings. My voice is starting to crack a little bit, and playing that we're not going to have to go for bonus baseball tonight. Somebody scores a run or maybe a couple of runs. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. They're setting up inside to Yoshida, and here's the pitch. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called 3rd strike. Plate umpire went up with the right hand. And Yoshida is down looking for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the right fielder Yatara Sugimoto. So that was a good pitch by the right-hander Honda. Got our friend Joe in here dropping off a thumbs up. We appreciate you there, Joe. We're glad you could pop in for a couple minutes, albeit. It is going to be about 7:30 a.m. on the East Coast, where our friend Joe is calling himself home. So here comes the first offering to Sugimoto. It's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Sugimoto, the right-handed hitter and right fielder for the Buffaloes. Gets himself dug in. Nakagawa establishes his lead over at first base. Here comes the 1-strike offering. And there is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. It'll be Yumamune who waits his turn on deck. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So I was saying before about the pitchers, they really, when they go to the bullpens, the relievers really start to sometimes drop off with the tempo and the pace. That is definitely here with Honda. He is not a quick worker. Takes his time in between pitches. He rums up the rosin bag. There's a tour of the mound, and now here we're ready to go. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Sugimoto steps out. He gets the sign from his third base coach. Now here comes the 2-1 offering from the right-hander Honda. As I said, you normally like to work about 15 seconds between pitches. This is an abnormal amount of time here for the right-hander Honda. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. He kicks and delivers it as a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to third, and it's just going to be picked up foul by the third baseman Nakamura. It's going to run the count now to 2-2 to Sugimoto. That ball, if it would have stayed fair, it would have probably been the opportunity for a double play ball. Big fella Nakamura there drop stepped, but he drop stepped into foul territory. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sugimoto tonight has got a double in 3 trips to the plate. A double here would probably score the runner all the way from first. So here comes the 2-2 offering. Honda checks the runner, and now he comes set. He holds at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into right center field. Drifting over and making the catch is the right fielder, Ido. That is going to hold the runner, Nakagawa, at first base. Sugimoto is gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. So for Mune, he's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled, and he has popped to second. He's also drawn a walk. Mune had the 2-run homer in the first game of this series on Tuesday night. Last night's ball game, he was 0 for 3 and drew himself a walk. So that was the first home run of the year for Mune in that game. It's always the one late in the season when you hear it's his first homer of the year. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lifted into left field. Coming hard on it is O'Grady, and he's going to make the catch on the run. And Honda is going to get himself out of the inning here, as that is going to retire Mune for the third out. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the 8th inning, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7.5. It is the Lions 2, the Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments with the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 8th inning, and it'll be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Lions. That means it's going to be Shinya Hasegawa, and then it'll be Shuda Tonosaki and Suzuki Genda. But they are going to be getting a new pitcher for the Orix Buffaloes. It is going to be number 45 coming into the ball game, and this is going to be Shota Abe as he takes over here in the 8th. This is going to be his 28th appearance of the year. He is 1-0. He's got 27 2/3 innings. He's allowed 17 hits, 8 walks. He struck out 29, and he's got an ERA of 0.98. Shota Abe on in relief. It's the second time we've seen him in the series here. He will be the 4th pitcher used by the Buffaloes. Runs are going to be at a premium in this one, as these teams have some pretty stingy relievers. So that looks like we may have a pinch hitter on our hands here. It looks like it's going to be Seiji Kawagawa coming into the ball game. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Seiji Kawagawa in, Shinya Hasegawa out. So here comes the 1-strike offering to Kawagawa. It's a fastball that backs him off the plate. The count now goes even at 1-1. Kawagawa has played in this series. He was in the lineup for the first game, and here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-1. Kawagawa went 1 for 5 in the first game of the series. He did have a single. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. And it is a breaking ball that just misses inside. The count now goes to 3-1. Well, if they put the leadoff hitter on, you can pretty much bank on that they'll be doing some bunting top of the order. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So Kawagawa waggles the bat. He's waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Abbey. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball that just misses low. That is going to be ball 4. That's going to be a leadoff walk here for Kawagawa, and that's going to bring up the top of the order and Shuta Tonosaki. Well, this has got an eerie feeling of what we witnessed on the Tuesday night ball game, as the Lions were able to score 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. That ended up propelling them to that 4-2 victory over the Buffaloes in game 1 of the series. So Tonosaki steps to the plate. He has got a couple of hits tonight and 3 trips to the plate. As anticipated, he's already squaring the bunt. So here comes the first offering from Abbey. Holds at the pelt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Tonosaki. Yumamune and the third base and the first baseman for the Buffaloes, and that would be Joe McCarthy, looking to come hard here. And here comes the 1-ball pitch, and they again, but this time they throw over to first base, and diving back in time as the base runner, Kawagawa. We are here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. It was 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th that got things going on the 2-run homer by Takeya Nakamura for the Lions. The Buffaloes responded with 2 of their own in the top of the 5th inning. That is where we stand here, 2-2. So Abbey holds at the belt. Now he delivers. It's a fastball, and it's bunted down the first base line. It is fielded. They throw over to first, and that is going to retire Tonosaki. It's a sacrifice. It's going to go down as a 1-4 putout. For the first out of the inning, it's going to advance Kawagawa over to second. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Genda. So for Genda tonight, he is 1 for 3. He has singled. He was erased in a double play. He grounded the third, and then he grounded into a double play. So 1 for 3 tonight for Genda. Genda ready here to get the offering from the right-hander Abbey. Well, for Genda the other night, he did have a triple and knocked in a run back in the first game. He has been playing very well here for the Saitama Seibu Lions. And here's the first pitch. It is a split finger pitch that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Is rain in the Tokyo area, as a couple of the games in the Central League have been postponed tonight. Rain caught up to the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars and the Hiroshima Carp in the 3rd inning of their game, tied at nothing, and there's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0 to Genda. We do have our first final of the night, and the Murray Giants have shut out the Hanshin Tigers 7-0. It's the only game that had taken place in the Central League, as the Dragons and the Swallows were rained out as well. So 2 balls and no strikes to Genda. Right-hander Abbey ready to go back at it again. We've got ourselves a little bit of rain where I'm at. More than a little bit of rain, it's a lot of rain. First time we've had rain in a little bit. We could sure use it a little bit. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Genda. So all the scoring for both teams. 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th for the Lions, 2 in the top of the 5th for the Buffaloes. They're looking to break the ice here, are the Lions here in their half of the inning. So the runner at second is Kawagawa. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Genda. He holds at the belt. checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2 to Genda. It'll be Tomoya Mori, the hero last night's game, who waits his turn on deck. So they're looking to break the deadlock here. Are the Lions. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander checks the runner at second base, and now Abbey ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Genda. So the right-hander Abbey gets himself a new baseball. He's going to rub this one up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He reaches for the rosin bag and loads up the ball, and we're ready to go again. This is the part that I always find fascinating, is how much rosin they put on their hand, and we're looking for the explosion to come flying out here. Just a moment. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line, but it's going to go into the netting. Foul, and that's going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Genda. As we mentioned earlier, it is a sparse crowd in Saitama for this ball game here tonight. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander Abbey checks the runner again at second base. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted to left field. Drifting back on it is the left fielder Nakagawa, and he's going to make the catch. That is going to be the second out of the inning, as Genda has been retired for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to Tomoya Mori. So for Mori, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded into a double play. He has struck out and flown out. So while we have this here, we've got a conference on the mound as the Buffalo's pitching coaches come out. Have a little discussion here with what they want to do. Mori, the left-handed hitting stick, they want to put him on and face the home run leader for the Pacific League. I don't think so. But they do have an open base, and they're probably saying, hey, look, you don't have to necessarily be as good to Mori. You do have the open space there. So hopefully they can probably try to induce a ground out at some point, or a weakly hit ball if they nibble away here a little bit to the left-handed hitting designated hitter Tomoya Mori. So Mori steps up. He waggles the bat, gets himself set up in the left-handed batter's box, ready to face the offering from the right-hander Abbey. Holds at the belt. He checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. It is a fastball that misses up and in for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Just as a reminder, we'll be back on again tomorrow night as we'll start the new series between the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It's going to go at 2 a.m. Pacific, or 5 a.m. Eastern if you're in North America. So hopefully you can join us in for that one. It'll be the first of 3 games that we'll call in that series. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on. It is popped up over on the third base side. Racing over is Fushimi, but he's going to watch that get into the seats. Runs into the netting that's just in front of the dugout there. That was able to hold him up a little bit. That's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike now to Mori. Tried to make the effort. That ball ended up getting into the dugout. So 1 ball and 1 strike. When I look at Fushimi, I'm not a big fan of the chest protector that he wears. There just seems to be a lot of open space So 1 ball and 1 strike. The batter, Maury, steps to the dish again here with the 1-1 count coming his way. Holding set at the belt is the right-hander, Abbey. He checks the runner. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is looped over the head of the shortstop, but coming in is the left fielder, Nakagawa, who's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Maury for the 3rd out of the inning here for the Seibu Seibu Lions. So for the Lions in their half of the inning, there was no runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 8 complete. It is the Buffaloes 2, the Lions 2. Stick around, everybody. We're coming back for the 9th inning in just a moment. We're glad you guys could pop in here with us late, as we are better late than never.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Yoshinobu Mizukami coming into the ball game here. He's going to be the 3rd pitcher used by the Lions tonight. He is going to be working in his 43rd ball game of the year. He's 3-1. He's got 1 save. He's got 41 1/3 innings under his belt. He's allowed 23 hits, walked 12, and struck out 29. And he's got a paltry 0.65 earned run average. So Mizukami on in relief. He's going to be the 3rd pitcher used by the Lions tonight. And who is he going to face? Well, he's going to face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order. It means Joe McCarthy, Katara Kobayashi, and Tori Fushimi be here to face the young right-hander. He's originally the 5th place player drafted in the 2020 development draft. And Mizukami is 24-year-old right-hander ready to go to work here. And here comes the first offering. That is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Joe McCarthy. So no balls and 1 strike. McCarthy tonight is 1 for 3. He singled and scored a run in the 5th inning. It was the first run scored by Orix. He's also struck out a couple of times. So here comes the offering from the right-hander Mizukami. It's a breaking ball swung on it, missed. The count now goes quickly to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander ready to go back at it again. Now he works it with a little bit more tempo and pace and a little bit more intent than the last pitcher Honda did. So Mizukami now kicks. He delivers. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Actually, that pitch actually wasn't the split finger. It was a breaking ball. They said sometimes at real speed, hard time picking it up out of the hands. It does sometimes similar movements. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander, who kicks, and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes to McCarthy. We're keeping our eyes on the out-of-town scoreboards. As we mentioned, the other game, or the game in the Central League, is a final between the Giants and the Tigers, 7-0 for the Murray Giants. There is a final now in the Pacific League, as here's the 1-2 offering, and it's a split finger pitch that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say McCarthy didn't go, and the count is even now at 2-2. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles knocked off the Chibolote Marines 10-1. The game was over pretty quick. Jumped them for a 10-0 lead through the first 4 innings, and they cruised on to victory after that. There was 5 home runs hit tonight by the Golden Eagles. Brought their thunder sticks with them. Now McCarthy has called time. He steps out of the batter's box. He's ready to go back at it here against the right-hander Muzakawa. So he waggles the bat. He's waiting on the offering from the right-hander, who kicks, and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded back up the middle through the pitcher. It's fielded by Genda. He throws to first, and that is going to retire McCarthy. We're going to have to see if it actually hit the pitcher and changed direction or not. Down he went like the house of cards. He's already shooing the trainer away. The ball was hit right back through the box. And I don't think it hit the glove of the pitcher as much as it hit the lip where he lands, and it took a crazy hop to Genda. So we're going to mark that down as a ground out, 6-3 for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Kataro Kirbayashi. So a bit of hard luck there for Joe McCarthy. So here is the first offering to Kirbayashi. And he kicks and he delivers, does right-hander, and it is fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line. Count is 0-1. For Kirbayashi tonight, he's 1 for 3. He has singled and scored a run. He's grounded into a double play and grounded out to second. He's hitting just above the Mendoza line at 208, or the proverbial Mendoza line. So no balls and 1 strike. The right-hander now kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses outside. The catcher, Suge, not happy with that one. They weren't able to get the call. But in all fairness, one of the things is I always like to see the catchers have better timing. Hold strikes just that little bit longer, and if it's a ball, get rid of it. I really don't know if the catcher here, Suge, sent up his pitcher for success. So here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is now 1-2 to Kirbayashi. The other games that are going on are in the Pacific League. The other game, I should say, it's 3-3 between Fukuoka and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Game was in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And Kirbayashi has gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. I have to say, in watching all 3 games of this series, it's been a very well-played series, even though that Orix has taken it on the chin in the first 2 games. They played very well, just not quite well enough to win. The Lions have been the better ball club for much of the first 2 games, plus this one here. So here comes the first offering to the catcher, Fushimi. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Backing up on it is the center fielder. That's going to be Kawagawa. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. Well, in the top of the ninth inning for the Orix Buffaloes, there was no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are moving. The bottom of the ninth inning, it is a 2-2 ball game. We'll be right back after this, everybody. After all the calls, we appreciate you checking in with us tonight or very early this morning, depending on where you're at.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Appreciate you there, Matt Hollis. We are moving to the bottom half of the ninth inning. There are going to be some changes for the Orix Buffaloes. Looks like Sano's coming into the ball game. And he is going to be playing, it looks like, in left field. As we have some items to take a look at. Looks like that Yumamune is moved around, and it is going to be a reliever for the Buffaloes. It looks like it's going to be Jacob Waguespack coming into the game. The former Toronto Blue Jay on in relief. So Waguespack is in. The catcher has come out to have a word with him. So Waguespack on the season. This is going to be the 15th game he's appeared in. He has a record of 2-4. He's been mainly used as a starter. He's worked 55 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 51 hits. He's walked 21. He has struck out 63. And he has a ERA of 3.56. So Waguespack will be having to face the meat of the batting order. It's going to be Hatako Yamakawa, Takia Nakamura, and Brian O'Grady here in the ninth inning. So I'm not sure what the rationale is to move him back into the pen, but that is what they've done. As Waguespack, who was getting starts earlier on, is now working himself in the back end of the bullpen for the Orix Buffaloes. I remember seeing Waguespack pitch a little bit with the Blue Jays. Had some decent stuff at times. I don't know if it was able to show that regular. But he is on here in relief. He's got a tough task here as he's going to be facing the Pacific League home run hitter in Yamakawa. Yamakawa tonight is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run. And the first pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yamakawa not sure that he agrees with that pitch from the home plate umpire. So here's Waguespack. He delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-handed hitting Yamakawa, waiting on the delivery. It's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up in the infield. Coming in on it is McCarthy. He calls off the catcher, Fushimi, and he makes the catch. Actually, I think that is going to be the one of the defensive changes, as it is Kai Nakagawa now at first base. And that is going to retire Yamakawa for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Takia Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura tonight, he has been the offensive supplier. He's at the 2-run homer back in the 4th inning that has given the Lions all of their runs tonight. It was a 2-run shot. He is 1 for 3. He's grounded out and he is struck out. The first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away behind home plate. The count is quickly 0-1. So the big fella here, all they need is 1 run. That will do the damage for him. So here comes the offering from Waguespack. It's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. I think the big fella wants that one back. That pitch was right there, middle away. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here's the offering from Wagyu-Spack. It's a fastball that is spiked into the ground, and now the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nakamura. Brian O'Grady will wait his turn on deck. So the Lions are looking to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th. The right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. This ball's got trouble. This ball is back, and it is gone. A home run for Nakamura, his second of the game. And that is a sayonara home run, as that is going to end the ball game here for the Seibu Seibu Lions. A solo shot here in the 9th inning. And that is going to end the ball game here as the final score is 3-2. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds to wrap this up, give you the out-of-town scoreboard. Unbelievable finish. His second home run of the game. The Seibu Seibu Lions have won this one here. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Rams Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rab sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Well, thanks for listening in, everybody. We're going to wrap this one up. We're going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll give you the recap on this one. First of all, the finals, there's a couple of finals that are in. The game between the Hanshin Tigers and Yomiuri Giants, it was a 7-0 victory for Yomiuri. 7-8-0 for the Giants, 0-4-0 for the Tigers. The win goes to Yamazaki. He's 3-3. Wilkerson takes the loss for the Tigers. He's 5-5. Maru hit a home run, his 20th for the Giants, as did Masuda, his 5th. The other games in the Central League, the game between the Dragons and the Swallows never got going. It was postponed because of rain. The Carp and the Bay Stars played their first 3 innings of that game, and then the rains came, and that game was postponed. So nothing else to report in the Central League. In the Pacific League, the final score between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Chibalote Marines was 10-1 for Tohoku, 10-14-0 for the Golden Eagles, 1-3-0 for the Marines. It was Kishi getting the win. He goes to 7-5. Otome takes the loss. He's 3-2. Golden Eagles hit 5 home runs in the ball game. Ishikawa hit his 7th. Shimochi his 8th. Daichi Suzuki got number 3. Igoro Moji hit number 5. And Simatani hit his 4th for the Golden Eagles. The game between the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters is 3-3. That game was locked up in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Hawks jumped out early with a run in the 1st and 2 in the 3rd. The Fighters came back with 3 of their own in the bottom of the 5th. They are all locked up at 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Well, the score in this one here, it was a 2-run homer back in the 4th inning by Takeya Nakamura that got the scoring going after a hit batter by Yamakawa. Nakamura hit a 2-run shot to put the Lions up 2-0. In the top of the 5th inning, with 1 out, Joe McCarthy singled, Kitari Kobayashi singled, and then Tori Fushimi was hit by a pitch to load the bases, and Ryo Adachi stepped up and hit a 2-run single to tie the ball game at 2. That's where it stood until the bottom of the 9th inning, with Jacob Wagyu-Spack on the mound and 1 gone. Takeya Nakamura hit his 2nd homer of the game, and that is, he has driven in all 3 runs tonight with that sayonara home run. And your final score, the Seibu Seibu Lions 3, the Orix Buffaloes 2. All right, everybody, once again, we'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. It's going to go again at 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern. We got our Shotgun Shell joined us in here tonight. Everybody who stopped in tonight for the stream, we appreciate you guys for being here. Once again, have a great night. It's been another Last Rounds Baseball production, video production. We will catch you guys on the flip side tomorrow.